Maintaining C++ project stability often introduces two major friction points: high compilation overhead that extends your build cycles, and the volume of boiler code required by traditional test fixtures. This forces engineers into a trade-off. They can choose a framework with an easy initial setup, or one that scales efficiently without compromising developer velocity. Catch2 is a C++ testing framework designed to facilitate unit testing, behavior-driven development, and microbenchmarking within a single architecture. With version 3, the framework underwent an architectural shift to solve the compilation bottleneck inherent in older header-only models. It also replaces rigid class-based fixtures with a depth-first macro system designed to minimize code duplication. We will track the lifecycle of a Catch2 test, from its static library compilation model to its final automated registration in a continuous integration pipeline. Modern enterprise engineering requires this type of verification pipeline to maintain code quality while keeping development cycles fast. Historically, Catch2 version 2 was distributed as a single massive header file, catch.hpp. This model forced the compiler to parse hundreds of thousands of lines of framework code and standard library dependencies in every translation unit where tests were defined. As projects grew to include hundreds of test files, this overhead scaled linearly, resulting in degraded developer velocity. The legacy architecture shows the massive header feeding into every compiler, creating large object files. Version 3 moves to a static library. The framework compiles independently. Interface definitions are segregated into piecewise domain headers. Test files only include needed macros, keeping object files small. In typical use cases, this split header and library paradigm reduces compilation overhead by approximately 80%. This modularity ensures that advanced features, like complex floating-point matchers, do not penalize the build times of test suites that only perform basic validations. Because Catch2 v3 is a compiled library, it requires structured build orchestration, which is handled natively through CMake. Using CMake's FetchContent module, developers can download and incorporate Catch2 targets directly into their internal build graph. Linking the Catch2 with main target bundles the core library with a default runner, allowing the test executable to parse command line arguments out of the box. Alternatively, linking against the core Catch2 library allows developers to supply a custom main function for specialized hardware setup or global system hooks. Catch2 also integrates with CTest via the catch_discover_tests function. This function uses a post-build command to execute the test binary, parse its output, and register every test case with the build system. This removes the need to rerun the CMake configure step when adding or renaming tests. This orchestration allows CTest to execute individual test cases across multiple CPU cores concurrently, providing parallel execution without requiring complex internal threading logic. Many older frameworks require developers to memorize a large taxonomy of specialized macros for different comparison types. Catch2 simplifies this by using natural syntax. The require macro parses standard C++ Boolean expressions. Expression templates deconstruct the operation at runtime, capturing the actual values on both sides of the operator before final evaluation. If a test fails, Catch2 displays these exact values in the report, showing, for example, that the expression expanded to 9 equals 6. Developers choose between two execution paths. Require immediately aborts the current test block on failure, while check reports the error but allows the test to continue. The framework also provides dedicated macros for verifying that specific code blocks throw expected exceptions. By utilizing standard C++ operators, Catch2 allows engineers to focus on the logic of their tests rather than learning a proprietary assertion API. Standard unit testing frameworks typically manage shared state through class-based fixtures and overwritten setup and teardown functions. Catch2 instead uses the section macro to share state locally within a single function block. This flowchart illustrates the depth-first execution model. Entering a test case, it runs the shared setup first. On pass 1, Catch2 executes the setup, enters the first section, and bypasses other branches. It then resets, rerunning the setup from scratch for the second section. This means the host test case is executed from the top for every leaf section encountered. Variables declared at the start of the test are reinstantiated as fresh objects for each branch. Think of it like a mechanical dial snapping back to zero between cycles, ensuring a clean baseline for the next operation. Sections can be nested to represent complex state machines, though maintainers suggest limiting this to 3 levels to keep the code readable. This traversal model provides reliable state isolation, ensuring that data mutations in one section cannot affect the environment of another. Beyond standard unit testing, Catch2 provides macros to support behavior-driven development directly within the source code. These BDD macros morph into keywords like scenario, given, and then, but they maintain the same underlying nested architecture as test cases and sections. The generated reports use this terminology to produce human-readable specifications of system behavior. Because these are aliases for the section macro, they inherit the same depth-first state isolation. Transitioning to version 3 requires moving from a single header to a modular library system. This shift provides 80% faster compile times and a more extensible framework for large projects. By utilizing expression templates and unique traversal logic, the framework keeps the focus on code logic rather than framework constraints. By following this natively integrated pipeline, engineering teams can build parallel, state-driven verification suites that validate code behavior without compromising developer velocity.